Working with Pritam Da, you never know what you're going to sing when you get into the booth. With most composers, you just have a certain idea of the kind of music they make. So you know what to expect when they call you. With Pritam Da, it's literally anything. It is anything where sometimes you'll be singing something really like dainty and sweet. Sometimes you're singing some jazzy stuff, like I did Dil Ki Maze for him for Merry Christmas. It's like a very jazzy thing. Lat Lag Gayi was a belty song, and Balam Pichkari Itna Masa, which got like falsetto in it. So it's been it's one like that. You never know, one, what you're going to, the kind of song you're going to sing. Two, you don't know what film you're singing for, and there is no point in asking him, what film am I singing for? Who is, don't go there, just go and do your job and leave. Is what I've realized. And just welcome the opportunity. Like, I feel like at least this is how I approach any session that I go to, and it works for me. Although a lot of people have very different ideas about what they ought to get when they step into a studio, I feel like if I'm getting the opportunity to work with someone and show them that this is what I have to offer, then it's an audition. For me, every time stepping into a studio is an audition to be or not to be on that song. And with Pritam Da, I get to audition many songs. I get to learn two new things about what my vocal capabilities are. So working with him is just a thrill for me. It's like, oh, दादा का phone आया. It's not like बड़े picture में गाना मिलेगा. It's like कुछ तो सही गाने मिलेगा. I love that about working with Pritam Da. I find that he has this very unique ability to hear things which most composers actually have it. But especially Pritam Da has this thing where शालमली अगर ये करेगी तो वो ऐसे लगेगा और इस ट्रैक में he must be making those kind of calculations, because when he calls me in to sing and sometimes when he knows that the engineer may not be able to communicate this what he wants to me, he'll just walk in and he's like, अच्छा सुन ना, ये पार्ट में ना तू अपने अंदाज से करना, ओके, बाकी सब just melody intact, okay, just समझा ना एक बार like he knows what he wants, and he also knows that I have heard it in my head and I believe you'll be able to do it. This is what I want. So it's just a thrill. It's a thrill to try, sometimes make it, sometimes not make it, and he's just able to keep you on edge. It's incredible. I think it is always helpful to know a little bit around what your primary role in music is. Like, if I sing for the most part, to know other facets of music, and by that I mean like musicianship. How does one communicate with the musician? You need to speak the language they speak. You need to probably know at least the basic of what chords they're playing, what keys they're playing, and what tempo the song is at. So these kind of things are really helpful for you to understand what you're doing and do it better and improvise within that, to communicate with your musicians and to also earn their respect, right? They don't then feel like this is just a person whose show it is and who's going to come in and just sing and leave. I think I enjoy the fact that my band looks to me for, should we do it like this or should we try this? And then I'll be like, no, let's keep it like this and change this, that. They look at me for creative inputs. And I don't only mean music. I mean even lights, even graphics, even stage plot, and what you wear on stage, how you walk on stage. If you're just standing and you don't know what to do, what do you do then? Because you're in front of people. So I find that there are many things about music that are worth spending time on and understanding. And when you're in that position doing that, you switch off of everything else and you do that. That's just something that innately happens. But having gathered the experience of all these different departments comes in handy in that moment. Like, if I'm just standing on stage and there's someone else taking a solo, so the spot is on him, you can't assume nobody's looking at you and that you're not in focus right now. You still need to stand like there might be that one person who is looking at you. So to have that presence of mind is something that happens organically because you've been practicing it here, there. I have personally also struggled a lot with how to streamline this process, in which I very, very clearly know this. And one must know that without spending time on your craft, there is no cheat to it. There just isn't. It's just how it is. As much as you can give to it is what it will give back to you. So, spending time is essential. How you do it, like I used to wake up until 2 weeks back when I made this change, that I wake up and then I sit and knit and then I read a book and have my coffee and then I would do whatever music and this, that. Now I've changed that, saying that no, knitting and reading is not as important as doing riyaz, songwriting, and dance for me. Those are three things that I need practice with. So now I've allotted 1 hour every morning. So there's 3 hours like school. I go to the studio because I don't do it at home. Ghar pe, you feel like, oh, I'll just sit here for some time, I'll check my phone and you go. So you have to feel like you have to either go to school or office, whatever works for you. So for me, school feels good. I feel like I'm studying again, So I go to the studio in the morning at 10, whenever I'm in Mumbai. 10 to 11 is Riyaz. 11 to 12 is songwriting and 12 to 1 is dance practice. Now, whatever kind of practice you want to do, you're alone in that room. So you can either cheat yourself and be on your phone, or you can actually do the thing you came for. But I'm still struggling with that. I've been following it religiously, but I'm struggling with it. And I happened to meet Veerdas on a flight yesterday. And I asked him that, when do you write? Because the man is always traveling. He's doing shows all over the world. And then he was doing another one when I met him on flight. And I like, when do you write? And he's like, every morning. I write every morning. He has a very, very proper, like he give me a fixed time. Each time say his time. My wife also knows that, don't bother him now. He has to go and write. And I just go and write at that time. So I told him about my 3 hour plan that I do this, but I'm struggling. He's like, what are you doing first? So I said, I'm doing Riyaz first. And then I'm writing music and then I'm doing dance. He's like, start writing first. Then you dance and then you sing last. Do it in that order and see how it feels. And I think it makes a lot of sense because the mind has to wake up. And when you start writing something like a paragraph or object writing is something that I do a lot. And when I do that, I feel like all my senses wake up. When my senses are awake, then my body needs to wake up. So a little bit of dancing will help. And then finally to just gala garam ho hi gaya in the last 2 hours. So I think I want to try that next. But we need it. It's a discipline, and it's a discipline that everyone who wants to do something serious